Hello, my name is Swiss Bianco. In this video I will talk a bit about Switzerland, the positive matters of Switzerland mainly. There will be a second video that will take a bit longer where I will talk about the negative points of Switzerland. So what we see in front of the camera are some items that are really nice from Switzerland that I love to have, and first of all, of course, are the knives represented by this Victorinox Swiss Army knife. As you look on my video channel on YouTube, there are a lot of videos about different knives, if that is tactical, if that is outdoor, kitchen or Swiss Army knife especially, because I did grow up with it. I was long time in the Swiss military, so I had some chances that other people did not have, and so I was able to make some things happen that if I look back it's still like a miracle, but anyways it did happen. And that is basically, if I go somewhere I always have some Swiss Army knives with me. Other knives of course as well too. In case something happen, we can use those as tools. Not only for cut, we can use the many different tools that they have, and the shapes and the variations and all that. So that's basically what this represents. That is a really positive matter for many people around the world. Less as a weapon, more as a tool, as it should be, useful with all the different tools in it. So that much about this. The second cutting instrument here is the Zena Rex peeler. Basically this is a traditional Swiss peeler. The company is named Zena. The peeler is named Rex, King. So this one is one of the few items that I did take with me as I emigrated from Switzerland to USA a couple years ago, because my mother gave that to me as she was still alive back then. And this one is not stamped with Zena Rex, it only has the Swiss made on it, so that shows that she quite likely got that back then at a Coop or a Migros store. Some of the stores already sell the copies from China. Shame on them, because the Swiss made original is way better than any of the lousy made Chinese copies. I saw that in the past. My mother did one time wear her Zena Rex out. That must have been in the 80s or maybe late 80s kind of thing, and she did buy one, and as we figured it out, that was a copy from China and did not cut at all, so it landed straight in the trash. And that's where I actually did learn about the Zena company. And you see some videos on my YouTube channel with the splash and all that. So nice people, the people by Zena. So yeah, that's about that. Always have a peeler if you eat a bit less McDonald's and fast food, but if you want to have a bit potatoes and carrots and peel an apple, pretty much every day I like to eat an apple, which we have in USA. Great selection of apple. How healthy they are, about the environment, that is a different question, but you need to peel it. And this is way easier than with a knife, because it peels only little of the outer shelf. It's not wasting material. So maybe one day I make a video how to use the Zena Rex as best as possible. And that's the second cutting one. which brings us to the wood board. As we see here, that wood board is a cutting board. It's basically shaped like Switzerland. My mother, as she was still alive, got me that too. She, as best as I remember, she got it during August 1st celebration. They sell during that time in Switzerland some stuff for celebrate the history of Switzerland, and that was one of it. So basically it's a wood board that they cut it in the shape of Switzerland and engraved the Swiss cross in the middle. So yeah, I'm originally basically out of the middle. I mean, there is no map on the wood, of course, but it's basically in the middle by Bern, little village outside towards the mountains, and we speak Swiss German there, which is basically the part from about here all the way up. The upper right part is Swiss German speaking. Then we have the left part that is French speaking, Swiss French, and the bottom is Swiss Italian. And in between, a bit nested in, are some few people that speak Rätoro-Romanisch. That's a really old language, basically, as best as I know, based on the Romans back then, and a bit a change. So yeah, I never met anybody that speaks that. I just saw it in TV. That is rare. That is relative rare. So all the best to those people. Hopefully they can keep it up and live how they want. So yeah, to the borders. On top we have Germany. Left would be the French. Bottom Italy. Then on the right we have Austria, and a little bit on top there is a little country called Liechtenstein. It's basically a bit a city and a bit of surrounding, really tiny. Pretty okay. It's just small. That is how that is. Just saying. And my mother was born and raised during World War II over at the part towards Austria, which was back then occupied by the Germans. And yeah, that was a different story. That's basically why is the pistol on this plate as well, because that belongs to Switzerland and to me as well, which I'm gonna explain in a minute. So August the 1st is the Swiss National Day. Basically, like in USA we have the July the 4th. So we have in Switzerland the August the 1st. And yeah, for now the people have not to work during that day. As I grow up and as I work as a blacksmith, as I learned the trade there, we still had to work during that day, which is absolute shame. That basically goes into the negative side aspect of Switzerland. That not even on the national day you had free. Basically, we did work until 4. And then we had little time to clean up and then go celebrate, and the very next day we had to work again. So it was pretty much messed up. So during a national day you should not only celebrate, you should also think. And you should have a free mind to think how that is, why you celebrate, from the past, how it is now, what is good, what is bad, and what should be changed, so that it's gonna get better or fixed up. And because we had to work and we're always tired and all that did not leave much energy. So most of the people just got drunk, listen a bit to the great politics, speaking about the bright future and the bright past and all that. You see, it already makes me mad. So that much about August the 1st and the shape of the cutting board. It's a nice board. I did not use it yet. I use it for a display for now. Maybe one day I use it because it's from mom. So yeah. Then we have another technical device here, represented by those two parts here. I don't know if the camera picks it up. Basically it's the greenish, the right one is a greenish, the left one is a bluish, whitish device. This is tritium. It's a low radioactive encapsulated, yeah, gas. Basically it's a gas inside a glass tubing, as best as I can explain it in English. It's safe that way. We use this in watches as K-fobs like this, and also on gun sights. Basically it's glowing in the dark by itself for the next 10, 12, 15 years. It depends on how the self-life is. So you don't need to activate that with a flashlight or anything like that. It just glows by itself. And by good luck, I did live in Switzerland next to the inventor and the manufacturing plant that is still there. And I got friends with them, and it's a nice product. Unfortunately, it's a bit too over-regulated, so we cannot put that in all kind of stuff that would be useful for those devices. But that is how it is. Maybe one day they see how it's really is. But at least on gun sights and on gun sights and exit signs and all that kind of, and watches of course, that's what I did think about. The tritium watches, glow in the dark, that is still very good. I wear every day my tritium watch. Currently I have three different pieces. They are all Swiss made but different brands, so that's a great thing that you can read your watch all day and night, especially then also with the gun sight, that you can pick up the gun sight in the night as well. Which brings us to the SIG Sauer. Now it's named SIG Arms in USA, of course. How should I say? It's pretty much messed up. SIG did start in Switzerland. And then they had an idea to make the first of their pistols, the 220. And because the export restrictions of the great Swiss government, which I don't like at all, they had a trouble. They did go to Germany and bundle up with Sauer company. So they formed the SIG Sauer, so they can make the SIG design handgun in Germany basically, and then export it way easier in all over the world. And remember, this is only a handgun. Remember, it's a pistol. It's they come in different calibers. This one is a 9mm P229, and it's only a handgun. It's back then it was not about fully automatic guns, or that this would have a switch for selective fire. It's a pistol, nothing more. And the Swiss government did not have anything better to do than tell you cannot export that. You have restriction there and this and that. You cannot do that. That those poor SIG people are forced to work with the Germans to make it happen, you know. That gives a good example how that goes in the negative side of Switzerland. And then as the gun did work out, the Swiss military did buy it, because they did still say, yeah, part of it we make in Switzerland and whatnot, you know. It's long time ago, and the details, that was a little bit pre-or my time, most of it. But I still remember, as I got my P226, in Switzerland, I did go to Hämmerli. That was together with SICK back then by the factory and all, and yeah, I saw how they do. Nice people, friendly, helpful, was all pretty good. But no, the Swiss government did mess up by even export for a simple handgun. Again, it's just a pistol. It's not anything fully automatic or a rifle or whatever that could do really bad harm. So yeah, so the SICK, like this 229, this one actually is an older one. We see the upper is marked with Exeter, USA. It's a stainless upper, and the lower one, the frame, was still made in Germany. That's why I got it. That was made in Germany. The laser that is on it, that is made in USA, but the frame and the other parts is made in USA. And back then the quality was, as best as I see, better than it is now today. Most of the SICK are now, I mean, it's named SIG Arms now. In USA, they are made in USA, and the quality goes down, or is down, and yeah, I did never buy much a US version. I just stick with this one and finish, because it's technically overly complex for what it is compared to a Glock pistol. Mainly I use the Glock, this just for the reason, in case needed, anybody around me can use the Glock first hand without any training or problem. The 6 Sauer, they can't. There's too many switches, too many this and that and there, and if you don't know how to decock it, and yeah, the hammer is cocked all the time as you shoot, then that is dangerous. And the Glock I just can take out, give it to somebody, just put it in the hand, and off you go, finish. Is that simple? That's why I use the Glock. But for me personally, I would prefer the SICK 6 Sauer, as this sample show. I like it a lot. It's typical Swiss, the design, the construction, the history, the good Swiss back then, which is now pretty much all just littered and shattered over there. So that much about the SICK. Then we come a bit to the easier part, which is the food. Of course, in USA there's not much Swiss food around, but what is Swiss food? Now, I did grow up in the German-speaking part, the Swiss-German-speaking part of Switzerland, so of course we had a bit more towards the German food. But I did already from early age on start traveling around, many times to Italy and to Austria side, because there were still a couple relatives in Switzerland towards the Austrian side. So yeah. So basically Swiss food is like South German food or German food in general. The Schnitzel is of course famous, the Spätzle, Rösti, which is basically like a hash brown kind of thing. This is easy to get in USA. That's not much of a deal, and it's basically Swiss food, basic food, and not fancy French or cuisine stuff. Yeah, we see already the ants are coming to the Swiss chocolate. So the French food that is always a bit, but that's okay. If they want to eat it, that's okay. That's just for me personally. I like a bit of potato, a bit of a meat, a bit of vegetable, a bit of salad, and a bit of bread would be good, like that. And this we get here about a half hour away is Helen, Georgia, little Bavarian style village, and it's really great there with the food and all. So that is pretty good fixed up. Now, one thing that is absolute important is Knorr Aromat. Now Knorr is the famous brand, you know, Aromat. This one is original Streuwürze. Streuwürze, yeah. It's basically a spice, Swiss spice I call it. It's let's see. No, it's not on the no, it's not anymore on the box. So where I did grow up, about 10 minutes drive, is the manufacturing plant in Muri by nearby Bern, where they make the Aromat. So as I grow up, of course, we did use the Aromat for spice up pretty much anything from a tuna salad or yeah, pretty much everything. We put a bit to help with the taste. So as I come to USA first for vacation and the exhibition during the summers, I did not figure it out what was missing, but after maybe 2 weeks in USA or 3 weeks, yeah, the food gonna get dull because there is no Swiss spice on it. And then I learned that I need to bring the Swiss spice as anytime I travel, I need to bring that a bit to spice it a bit up to feel a bit good and have a bit of taste like in Switzerland. So since then we do that. It's pretty easy. It's just like a salty, grainy powder kind of thing. That's all what it is. It goes a bit together to a bigger piece if it gets wet. But sometimes we put a bit rice in it. That makes it then smaller again. So that much about the Aromat. The Swiss company is named Hakko in Muri, Gümligen by Bern. And yeah, it's pretty good. I like it. Not the factory tour we did do one day, Mom and I. That was a bit too much. If you work inside that place there, that's a horrible smell there about the spice. It's too much, too close together. But other than that, it works out really well. Yeah, then we come to the Ragusa. We have the Swiss Ragusa. That is a dangerous piece. On the right side we see it's a bit almond cream paste with nuts, and on top, on the bottom, is dark chocolate. That's 3 pieces together in that box. So those are not available in USA, and they are dangerous. Many times as I give out just a little piece to other people in USA that they can test it out as they see it, as I eat it, they get completely addicted. So that's really a trouble, and because we don't get them here in USA at all, I did an email with the Ragusa company, that Gammelbloch, but no, they not wanna sell it in USA for whatever reason. I don't know. So the few we have, we need to keep for us and finish, because the US people really get addicted about it. That's too bad. If that would be more around, we could share more, but no. What we can share, what we get in USA, is the Toblerone, another chocolate or sweets. I think Toblerone pretty much everybody knows is basically a mountain shaped chocolate with almond and nougat. They do different colors of chocolate, black and white, and this is the usual, just a milk chocolate. And basically that was manufactured in Bern, about 5 or 10 minutes away from the first workbench that I had, where I did some knives and stuff. So yeah, so we saw the manufacturing plant sometimes as well there. Pretty big plant. Quick aside switch, the Ragusa was originally designed in World War II because they did not have much chocolate. They needed to make a different sweet, so they came up with almond creamy paste in the middle, and nuts they had a lot, but chocolate not. So they used only little chocolate for on top and the bottom. That's how they created Ragusa. Really clever idea. I wish we would have that in USA as well. So that much about this. Number 3 is Ovomaltine chocolate. Ovomaltine is basically a powder, like a chocolate powder drink kind of thing in Switzerland. I don't drink coffee, so most of the time, as we did go in a restaurant for a break, as we had to mount steel rails or whatever somewhere in a different city or wherever we go, I did just take a cold milk with Ovomaltine in the summer, and in the winter a hot milk with Ovomaltine. So it's basically a chocolate powder with some vitamins in it, and they of course made a milk chocolate with Ovomaltine as well, and this is quite likely the last one I get for a long time. That one was also from my mother, as she still was alive, so it's gonna rest a bit in the cooler for now, and then one day, as we feel like it, I'm gonna eat it, or at least a couple bites of it. This is also unique, you don't get it in USA. Yeah, that much about the more positive parts of Switzerland that I still have with me, taken with me as I emigrated from Switzerland. There is not much else. If you emigrate, you have to travel light, and yeah, just the basics and all that, and what you really need, what you enjoy, and all on the the Toblerone and the Sick are from USA, and the rest is from Switzerland. But the Sick and the Toblerone was made in Switzerland as well. They don't do that in USA 100%. Yeah, so that much about the positive side. The negative side gonna be a pretty long video.